Welcome to Newcomers Podcast, people, where I explore what it means to be an immigrant with immigrants like myself. I'm very excited about this conversation because one, this is the first in-person recording of the Newcomers Podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
And with me I have John and Caitlin. John has been here for 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years this year.
Gosh. Caitlin just moved here.
Yeah. 2 months, a little bit less, but
Yeah.
very fresh.
Yeah, and the funny part is uncle, niece.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm learning a lot.
And I'm actually going to kick off with that, which is basically, what did John tell you about Canada? And now that you've been here for like 2 months, how much of that has held up? Like, how much of that has been like, oh yeah, he was right. Oh no, I'm not sure.
Well, he said a lot of how like people are very friendly and very kind. And when I came here, I was like, oh yeah, they are. Because they are very friendly. Like, there's service people. Because in
Yeah.
England, when you go to like a bar or like a pub, the service isn't really like
Yeah.
great. Like, it's not really like a conversation.
Oh,
But then,
yeah.
like, in Canada, they're just, like, really good service and, like, really kind and sweet. So it's, like, interesting how different it is with, like, people from England and then Canada. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that kind of hit me about this country when I moved here. Well, Ottawa wasn't exactly that way, to be honest. And this is not,
okay.
yeah, which is part of why we moved down to Calgary, honestly. Because in Ottawa, we thought it was, and maybe I'm judging them too harshly, because then that we moved here during COVID. We moved in 2021, so maybe there was all the thing that came with COVID where people were a bit kind of just a bit standoffish from each other because the virus and stuff.
Yes.
However, when we moved down to Calgary, it was 2022, and Calgary was different. Like, everyone was smiling and everyone was happy, and you would start a conversation with someone and it would just go on and on and on, and you'd be like, I have to kind of go. Like, I need to go.
Yeah.
So I hear you on that.
Yeah, I also found that, like, a lot of people in Canada, like, talk a lot. But in England, we kind of, like, just sit in silence sometimes, and it's, like, nice and peaceful. But then in Canada, like, a lot of people, like, they love a conversation.
Yeah.
Which I actually do like, because it's
Yeah.
interesting to, like, see their experiences and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting to see, like, the difference between UK people and then Canada people.
Yeah.
So cold doesn't come into the...
I mean,
into the...
it's freezing, but you can do loads of sports and stuff. Like, you can
Yes.
do, I want to do snowboarding.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to do skiing.
And
like-
you got us out ice skating the
Yeah,
other
I
week.
did ice skating. I was really bad, actually. But John was actually really good.
And I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for Caitlin.
He showed me up. He showed me up. Like, you would have thought I would have been good,
Yeah.
but...
When you think about the Canada you arrived in 20 years ago, this is the one your niece just walked into. Like, what do you think is the biggest difference for, for her, basically? Like,
Yeah.
now that you're seeing Canada a bit through her eyes and through her experience, and you compare it to when you moved then,
Yes.
any differences? Better? Worse?
Different for sure. So when we arrived, house prices were a lot less. It was easier to buy a house for sure.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, and the job market was booming. We arrived in Calgary in 2007. So we were in Toronto, came to Calgary. So the oil and gas was thriving, lots of employment. And there is still jobs today, but I'd say it's different now because there's much more entrepreneurial, self-employed jobs. There's much more opportunity, I think globally, but certainly in Calgary. And so that job market has changed for sure. The weather's still the same. It's still cold in the winters, but you get used to it. I would say It's weird how I look back over 20 years now of cold winters, and I can't believe it's been 20 years of cold winters.
Yeah, exactly.
But the summers are amazing. It's like the stampede and things like that. So in terms of what's changed, house prices, but then this entrepreneurial innovation spirit, especially in Calgary, with what they're building out in solar and data centers and the technology and robotics.
Yeah. It is interesting when you say that winter thing, because then I say to myself, I've been here 5 years, and hearing you say 20 winters, I'm just like, gosh, like...
How does he deal with it?
Yeah.
Like, go to a sunny country already.
I know. It's one of those things, we just do it. We have 3 dogs, and Caitlin's been great working with our dogs because we have 2 border collies and a German Shepherd, and they're a challenge at times.
They really are.
But they're also a lot of fun. We do agility with them, and I walk 2 of them every morning, regardless of the weather, because they'll go out. It doesn't matter what weather it is, how cold it is, they get me out the door. So we do a walk every morning, and you just deal with it. You adapt very quickly.
Actually, that's also quite interesting. Dog agility. I didn't think that was a thing really in England. Like, I didn't really know of it. And then I come to Canada and everyone's obsessed with dogs. And I'm like, whoa. And then they're like, do you want to do dog agility? And I'm like, yeah, why not? I'll give it a try. It's actually really fun. And I just didn't expect.
Yeah.
It's a dog-loving country.
It is.
And you got a sticker the other day.
Yeah,
award.
I got a sticker.
You got an award for doing the dog agility.
Yeah, it's actually really fun.
If you think about it, Caitlin, like you're here now, it's almost 2 months.
Yeah.
John's been here 20 years.
Yeah.
How does it feel? Like, you know how you're starting afresh. Does it feel, I have someone I can talk to and ask him for advice or how I handle things? Or does it feel like, this is a very different world, and maybe he can tell me stuff, but okay, I still need to kind of figure this out myself?
Well, to your point, every time we go to dinner time, sit at the table, he's always like, Caitlin, here's some advice. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. It's every time. I've got like
life advice.
So much life advice. And then my aunt also does life advice as well. So every time I'm sitting at the dinner table, it's like,
oh gosh,
here's a new lesson.
I know,
you better remember it or else.
We've got so much to share and there's so much opportunity. But yes, I know, sometimes I appreciate it gets a bit much.
Yeah. I'm like, can I please just have a break? Like, my brain needs a rest. I'm trying to eat my food, you know?
I kind of get where they're coming from, because I think the thing about starting afresh is especially when you move and you see someone doing the thing that you going through what you went through.
Yeah.
We don't talk about it enough.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, I think the thing I found most difficult with immigration and settling in is how there's a lot of things that are unsaid. Like, there's a lot of rules, and I don't know if it's a Canadian thing, that are unsaid, and you kind of have to go and figure it out yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then more often than not, John can tell, and I would love you to tell me some of the ones he experienced, is you make the mistakes and then you're like, why didn't someone just tell me this?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Are there any ones you remember?
Well, for a start, Canadians still need to learn to make a good cup of tea.
No, I'm not sure they're competing with English for that.
And secondly, there's no warm beer. But other than that...
Wait, like, is there warm beer in England?
Yeah, oh yeah. A nice ale in a country pub with a sticky carpet and a pork pie. It's a great Sunday afternoon.
Not for me.
Okay.
No.
So not literally warm beer, just room temperature. But yeah. Anyway,
I can. I mean, I can understand room temperature to some extent, but
yeah. But joking aside, I mean the distance, because part of the reason we came to Canada in the first place is England love it, it's amazing, but it is very cramped. Definitely. It's busy, and that's kind of good. London's an amazing city, but I love the idea, and I saw it came true. Is the space. Yeah. You can get to the mountains. There's long roads. You can go on road trips, and so that for me was the biggest challenge and also opportunity. Which also goes into, there's that film, Who You Be on Vacation.
People We Meet on Vacation.
Oh, that one.
I don't know if you've heard of that.
I've seen the thing on Netflix, but I've not watched it yet.
I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
I really want to watch it, but I'm going to wait till the summer because it's a summer movie.
So yeah, we can't watch it. But my point is that feels, I haven't seen the movie yet, but the gist is, you can be someone else when you arrive in a new country. You can reinvent yourself.
Yes.
And that's been, for us, was our biggest excitement, opportunity, and everything. We could just be someone new and start again fresh almost. And that was eye-opening for us and a huge opportunity.
You know, now that you say that, I was going to ask you about long distance and handling family, but I think I'll just go to this point where you did come here with some serious professional credentials.
With some serious
professional credentials.
Yes, true.
You had done some great work with Aviva, and then there was the AMP job, and you rose through the ranks and stuff. I went through your profile.
Yeah, I went with. I was very.
You did a checkup.
I mean, I was very.
Checkup.
It's true. I mean, I was lucky that working with Ernst & Young at the time, they had offices in Australia and Canada, and we knew we wanted to live abroad in a different country. I don't know. I still don't know why I traded the white sand of Australia for the white snow of Canada, but here we are, and it's been great ever since. So, but it's still something I had to initiate, even with Ernst & Young, global company.
Mm-hmm.
It took 2 years, I'd say, to get the move done. It was a lot of planning, a lot of persistence, a lot of let's make it happen.
Before I ask you about the restarting again here, if you think about it now, that statement you make about trading the white sands of Australia for the white sands of Canada, if you think about it now, do you remember why? Do you know why you made that choice? I want to know why, honestly. Yeah. Australia, Canada, like those are
two different places.
Yeah. It was a distance thing. It was one is literally on the other side of the world. One is at the time was a 5-hour flight. So there was, and we had the choice, and we figured let's go to Canada and try and see where we get to, and we've been here ever since, and we can always go to Australia in the future, and we still want to do that. I've never been to New Zealand or Australia. I definitely want to do that as well.
Okay, now back to the job. Now, so from what you're saying, it feels like you landed here with a job.
I did, yeah. I was very fortunate in that way.
Was your wife that fortunate?
She found a job very quickly, but yes, yeah. So she came with me, and our 2 dogs and a cat with us. But I had a job with Ernst & Young to come to. But I would say, and we were chatting in the car on the way here actually as well, around once you make the decision to come, is just go for it. Don't
let things hold you back.
Yeah.
Because I was about to ask you, how's it for you right now as you're trying to
navigate my way
job
through
thing and get all that? Yeah.
To be honest, there's more job opportunities here in Canada than there is in the UK. It's a lot harder to get jobs in the UK.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting.
There,
yeah. But I don't know. I just think it's just it's different. It's very different. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot what we were talking about.
No, that's okay.
Just the landing and the opportunity.
So like how you're approaching how you're approaching the job hunting thing. Are you applying every day? Have you started looking, or are you like, you know what, I'm going to take a month or 2 or 3 to settle in and find my way before I start applying?
Yeah. Well, my aunt has this friend who's like, her sister is like running a shop. It's what's it called, the Grid. The Grid, yes. Yeah. And I was like, I'll help out and help with it, because it was like what do you call it? Like
they're launching a
like
fashion.
a launch.
Oh, cool.
For like a fashion brand and stuff. And they were like, I need help, and I was like, yeah, like why not? Why not try it? So that was a really interesting thing to do, because I've never done like an event like that before, and I helped out, and it was fun. Yeah.
It's down on
really fun.
17th Ave, so in South Calgary, and you got some merch as well.
Yeah, merch.
Nice.
It was pretty cool. Yeah. Long night though, but it was good.
You had to go there, right?
Yeah. No, it was fun. It was fun. Because it was interesting to see, because there was a lot of artsy people, and it was interesting to see like their thoughts and stuff on what like the shop should look like, or what the designs should look like. So yeah, it was really interesting.
And the Grid is launching a lot of new fashion items and brand type clothing as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What's the biggest, like, you talked about nightlife. How's nightlife in England?
Nightlife? To be honest, I'm not much of a party girl, so I like to stay home and read. So I'm not really much of a like going out.
Nerd.
But to be honest,
hey, we're all nerds and Greek geeks. I love it. Yeah.
If I did go, I went to a club once. It's a little bit like unsafe sometimes, because you're kind of like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
stay away from
them. Stay away from people. But I mean, it's fun. Yeah, it is fun.
I building on that as well. Safety, like I never felt unsafe in Canada, Toronto, or here. It does feel a lot safer than the UK. I mean, the UK has safe places for sure, but there's also bad places. But generally here, all very safe in the scheme of things.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
so far, and I'm going to, John, I'm just going to come back to you. What has been your biggest challenge so far? Or what's been the single hardest state? Because I feel like you have a huge advantage in terms of like you have an uncle here.
Yes.
And so that
definitely.
helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that feels like, you know how where you have a place to land and someone to advise you on the dinner table, even though you get tired about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, what has been, if you think about like this past almost 2 months, has there been one thing that has been like, oh, okay, this is going to take some figuring out?
Kind of like friends. Because like obviously I have like my uncle and aunt, but like they're obviously friends with like people their age.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to find people my age. So I feel like I need to go to more like events and stuff, but there's not many people my age that are around where we live.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's something that I'd found a bit difficult.
You used to talk to your friends back home?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I message them every day.
Yeah.
It's like, how can you not, you know?
Because that's the way to cope. I mean, but you know, like we were talking before the show, how at some point you kind of start finding out as you're talking with them, the context starts to change because they're in England living their life.
Oh, yeah.
You're trying to find your life out here in Canada. It's like you're saying, "Oh, this is happening." You're like, "Oh yeah, I used to know that, but now that's not my thing anymore."
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a bit different, and the time zone is a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
But somehow we manage it. We do manage it.
Yeah. That was one of the biggest challenges when we arrived, because 20 years ago we didn't have WhatsApp video and Teams chat. I remember we had Skype and we had to pay for it at the time. So we had to go to
Skype.
we had to go to, exactly. We had to go to the one PC in the house, which was physically connected to the phone. So chatting with home was a big deal. Chatting with the UK and friends and family was a big deal, and so that was tough. I mean, it's a lot. It's still tough.
It's easier now.
It's easier, but it's still tough. And like you say, there's a lot of opportunity in Canada to meet people, but I mean, where we are, we're down in Heritage Point, so it's a bit further out. It takes a commute either way.
Yeah.
But we found, through the dog agility and meeting people through groups is really good, and just a good way to make connections really and try things out.
But again, I was still starting to talk 20 years after. Is there still one thing that you still find challenging?
I don't, other than the winters, but we know that. I wouldn't say so. I mean, it's interesting because I see, if anything, it's taught me around challenge to just see everything as what can we do about this, or what's new about this, and ask myself questions. So being able to grow my own business, we have rental properties now, we're building houses. So there's challenges every day, but it's as we've had the opportunity of Canada to grow our lives. Yeah. So every day is a challenge in a good way, but if anything, being in Canada has helped me and my wife seek challenges. So so it's been, I mean, especially as she went through cancer twice actually. She's a cancer survivor. Yeah, so she had breast cancer in 2013 and Hodgkin's lymphoma in the 2000. So she's a cancer survivor. She's a trooper, and that was a real. We need to make the most of life. Let's go to Canada, and then had cancer again. So let's go. So we do see every day as a blessing. Oh yeah. But then also, how can we challenge ourselves to grow?
Okay, she is a trooper.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Hence the life advice. Hence there's so much to share because life is ultimately quite short. But
I think I agree with that. Yeah, actually, I mean, I agree. I lost my dad. My dad passed while I was here. By the time I got up, he had been buried. So literally, the last time I saw my dad was a year before I left Nigeria. Oh, yeah. Like, so I never saw him again. Like, literally, like I never saw him physically. Like, I just never saw him again. And anytime I think about it, I'm just like, what the? And I think that's the thing about, you start to learn or you start to realize how short life is. And which is why I like something you said earlier on about how when you move to a new place, I call it like you're a baby. You become a baby again, but you have all the baggage, depending on what you want to call it. But you have the baggage of your past life, and you can decide what to do with that baggage.
Exactly. Yes.
You can either allow it to weigh you down, or it can become a lesson. Like, okay, you know what? This is how I'm going to approach this thing going forward.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. It's a big opportunity to reinvent yourself.
It's
it's tough. Moving country is a big deal. No matter what opportunity you have, whatever your background is, it's tough. But it's a huge opportunity that's everyone should take if they can.
Honestly, I feel like you're pretty lucky, honestly.
No, that's what I was just about to say. I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people would just move and have no one. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely no one. So I am really lucky that
because like
I do.
you also like he has like a ton. And I can imagine. John, let me ask you this question. I'm going back to the dinner advice. Actually, what is the one that like if you maybe it's a 2-step question. One, what advice do you find yourself wanting to give Caitlin every single time, all the time? That you have to kind of hold back. You're like, no, she's gonna hear this again from me, and she'll be like, no. And the second step of that is for someone who's coming today. You've been here 20 years, which I think it's like that's 2 decades. Like that's something, and you've made it work.
Yes.
Is someone who's coming today? What's the one thing you would tell them from this book you have in your head that you're sharing with your niece right now?
Yeah. So I'll start with the second question
Sure.
of starting today. Is Canada won't come to you? You have to go and get it. It's in just see. Yeah, it won't come to you. Go get it. And I use that advice for myself as much as possible because you just have to go and seize the moment, take the day. Let's make the most of it. So you often think, we were chatting on the car on the way up here around, sometimes you think about it and go, oh, shouldn't I not do this?
Definitely.
And even you said straight away, just do it, just go.
Yeah, because when I was at home, I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, you kind of second guess yourself, kind of like, oh, I'm not sure. But then I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, if I don't go, I'm going to regret it. And I'm going to be like, why didn't I take the opportunity when I had it to go and experience a new country? That's crazy. Yeah, so I think it's a really good opportunity to have. Yeah.
So building that
obviously it's scary though.
Yeah, for sure. I was physically sick the night before I left to come to Canada. I always remember in my parents' house because we were going to the airport. I stayed over the night before. I was, what have I done? I'm physically ill. But once you get through it, and it's the best thing we ever did.
Canada won't come to you. You have to come to it. Like that's really good.
And so building on that in terms of advice, so we use that advice every day, not literally coming to a country, but just every day. What can we do differently? How do we push ourselves?
Yeah.
Which unfortunately or fortunately translates to advice at the dinner table because we have so much to share. And believe it or not, we actually hold back in terms of what.
Oh, I know you do. I know you do.
But the one thing I would say, and we have mentioned this, the one thing I'd say is just getting out there both physically and virtually and learning to share with other people. And that's why we had this idea around the podcast, because the more, it really truly is a skill these days to communicate well with people on camera, on YouTube, on podcasts, or just on social media, just in person, because that's the way the world is going, especially with AI taking or changing jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
The need now is that human-to-human connection.
Yeah.
So if everyone can learn how to present, speak, communicate, market themselves, that's a life skill for sure.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah.
You reminded me of something when you were talking about just do the thing. There's this thing I came across. It is used by psychologists or something for certain kinds of people. I forget what they use it for, but it's called do the opposite thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is basically is if you want to try and do something.
Yeah.
And your mind is telling you
not to do it.
Do the opposite thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
There'll be times when you shouldn't do the opposite thing.
Oh,
you'll be in danger and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like more often than not, like do the opposite
do
thing.
It.
Yeah. Because I found that when I do that, like you're like, oh wow. Like,
why didn't I do it sooner? Exactly. Yeah.
And then the other one is when you, especially as an immigrant, I tell people now, when you go out as an immigrant, which is that thing you say about Canada wouldn't come to you, have to go to it, is greet strangers. Just greet strangers. Just like, hi, how's it going? Just greet people. Like, you'll be surprised at how, and this is not about trying to build a network. It's just greet people, random people. How's your day? Be nice to them. Your days, no matter how stressful settling in can be, that thing somehow makes your day much, much, much better. Because I think what it tricks your brain into thinking is that it tricks your brain to thinking that you have more friends than you really have.
Interesting.
It reminds me of a story when my business coach gives you many tasks per week, and one of them was that is I do the opposite. And one of the other tasks was a bit of a test is when you're in a coffee shop or a donut shop, is buy the person behind you, buy their coffee.
Oh yeah, do you remember those YouTube videos?
Oh, is that where it came from? Oh,
sorry,
Oh, is
side
that- like,
topic.
is that
Do you
your
remember
chat?
those YouTube videos?
I
Did you
didn't
ever
see
watch
that.
them?
I never
don't-
saw
They would
them.
be like, I forget what they were called, but they would go into like Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, and they would buy obviously their thing, but then they would buy the next person's
Okay.
items. So maybe that's where that's.
it probably was. So
That was really interesting to watch because it's like
did
it's
it-
a nice gesture.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you build like you just
And it makes someone's day.
Yes,
Because like if
yeah.
someone did that to me, I'd be like, oh,
so I
thank
did.
you.
So I did that,
Yeah.
and then it got weird because I went to buy them, and they went, so why are you buying me coffee? I said, oh no, it's something my business coach wanted to test it. I just want to buy you coffee. And said they were like, but I won't get the points because it was in Starbucks, and they won't get the raw points. I said, well, that's okay. You can have my points. It's like, no, I want to buy my own coffee. So it just went in a very different direction. But,
this is why.
but it didn't put me off
Gosh.
doing it again. So I did it again.
Starbucks
and it-
points.
I know.
This
So-
is why I'm not gonna call. Let me just call their brand. I'm saying let it not be that I'm trashing the brand, but this is why these days I prefer to go to boutique coffee shops
Oh yeah.
or like normal
Not-
coffee shops.
yeah, yeah,
Right,
because
yeah.
I find that there's just a certain behavior that those points drive.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So like me and my friend, we have coffee almost every Monday. We just go sit down, have coffee, and just chat Monday afternoons. And so what we do, part of that is just finding small boutique coffee
Oh,
shops
yeah,
all over
definitely.
Calgary
Love that.
that
Oh,
we
yeah.
can go to and just go have coffee. Because I'm like, it's this good service, it's good food,
Yeah.
or good sandwiches.
Unique-
There's
yeah,
none of
unique
all that.
coffee.
There's none of all good coffee too,
Yeah.
actually. Like really good
Yeah.
coffee, by the way, too.
Yeah.
And there's none of all that, you have to get points. And at least just
Yeah,
supporting a
that's
small
true.
business too.
Yeah.
My mum's like that in England as well. She's like,
Fine.
oh, don't go to the big chains. Like,
yeah.
help small businesses
Oh
grow.
yeah. Oh
Because
yeah.
actually, small business like cafes and stuff, they're actually really cool vibes.
Oh god.
And it feels
tell me
like
about it.
friendly,
Yeah.
and like the coffee's actually really good. So like, why
Yeah.
not go?
Yeah.
Except Krispy Kreme.
She likes it.
I love Krispy Kreme. That's a good thing actually, because we have that in England. So if people are missing Krispy Kreme at home and they want to come to Canada, they've got it, so it's fine.
Except on Saturday afternoon, Valentine's Day. when the
Oh
line-
my god, it was a situation. I wanted my Valentine's donut, so we
Wait.
pull up to the Krispy Kreme.
But is there anywhere in the world where Valentine's Day is not a mess? Like I
No,
don't
it's true. But we pull up to the Krispy Kreme. Just imagine you driving. You pull up to the Krispy Kreme, and there's a massive line. Drive through,
insane.
massive line. Couldn't even get in the parking lot. Jesus. And then you walk into the Krispy Kreme, and there's a massive line to buy a
was.
donut, a limited edition donut.
It was
That's
insane.
that would never happen in England.
No.
That's crazy. I just wanted my donut.
So we had to come back the next day, and success. We
you get it
those.
next
We-
day?
Yeah.
I got my donut. I didn't get the one I wanted because that one was sold out.
Exactly.
But whatever. It's
Oh my
fine.
gosh.
It was delicious.
I want to go to a very semi-hard topic, which is, and I'll probably start with John, which is basically when you go back now to, I think you still visit the UK.
Yeah, we were just back there at Christmas and came back with a little package, a little friend. Yes.
I was their little Christmas gift.
Like, so do you, like who are you when you go home?
Interesting.
Like, who are you when you go
Interesting
home?
question.
Yeah.
So I do click into, especially when I visit my parents, and I always love going home because it is truly home. You can relax with your mum and dad, and I'm fortunate to still have them in my lives. And I do click into that little boy who grew up with them, you know what I mean, a little bit. So there's that change for sure. But then outside of that, it is interesting to see how lives have become different, and that's just living in a different country. And sometimes you do feel like a bit of a guest in the country that you grew up in. I was there 30 years, and you go back and it's like it has changed. And I love England. I love visiting. I love going there, especially London, and seeing the family and friends. But I wouldn't want to live there next. I'd like to live somewhere else. You know what I mean? Coming to Canada, once you've moved country once, You think, okay, what can I do
Yeah,
next?
exactly. Yeah.
where can I go next before I do that?
But also, it's kind of like if you come to Canada and you don't really like it, you can always go
Yes,
back.
yes.
Like, that's not a problem.
Or go
Or you could
somewhere
go
else.
somewhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like Hawaii.
Yeah, where it's just sun and sand
Sun
and
and
beach.
sand, like, like, are you passing the message here with like this winter? Come on.
No, but it is. I've been to Canada in like the summer, and it's really nice. Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a sunny person. I love the sun.
We all are actually. Like, I mean, the winter is just the winter. And then just building on that. So that means when you're with friends, like it's like the John, like do you still have friends back in England?
Yeah.
So who's the John when you all hang out? Like, wait, this Christmas time, like who was the John that was with them? Was it the Canadian John or was it the UK John? Or was it some fella who's somewhere in between who's like
it was somewhere in between because I mean obviously we've grown different lives since and some of them have had kids and they've grown up and in 20 years kids grow up and leave home. It's a whole different lifestyle. So it's a bit of both, as in just the lifestyle that you talk about is just a little bit different. But it's always good to catch up, see how they're doing, what they're doing, and just relive some of our childhood memories and previous things, and then share experiences. So it's I mean that's one of the things is friends I found over life. I'm 52 now. Friends come and go. There was a thing where it's like you've got to have best friends and hold on to them forever. And
that was when we were much younger.
Yeah, exactly. And some friends, I still have friends from school. I have 4 very close friends, but a lot of friends have also come and gone from my life. And I've learned to realize that that's just life experiences and not to get too hung up about it. When I first had friends come and go in my life, I was like, what's wrong with me? What have I done wrong? Why aren't they friends with me anymore? And it's just life. So.
Yeah, people just move on.
Yes.
They grow.
So you know that
change.
now.
It's true.
Do you know advice?
Yes.
I'll keep going back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But and then when you in Canada here,
Hmm.
like does the UK part of you come out at all, or is it still there? Does it?
It
Like,
does.
is that sometimes when it rears its head and do you push it back when it comes out, or do you let it just express itself?
I let it go. I mean, it's quite funny. I do like sharing British stories, the accent, of course. People often ask me to repeat words, say table, and you know what I mean, and things like that.
But you say cinema really weird. I say cinema.
Cinema.
He says cinema. It's like, it's cinema.
So
But you guys call it...
Cinema.
no,
Do you call it a theatre?
No, it's cinema here too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
or movie
Really?
theatre.
Or
I didn't
Oh,
theatre.
movie theatre.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard people...
Back in Nigeria, it was cinema. So I
Yeah.
just
Oh,
always,
yeah. Well,
yeah.
But
So,
like, people...
yeah.
Like, your my aunt's friend, Pam, she calls it a theatre.
Yeah.
But like, obviously in England, the theatre is for acting
Yeah,
and stuff.
exactly. Yeah.
And it sounds more posh, the theatre. I'm going to the theatre to watch some ballet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, it's fun. I mean, that's partly what I've seen of Calgary over the years. Is to your point around the friendliness of Calgary, is because it is a big immigrant city. There are I mean, the first thing I ask of anyone is, "How long have you been here?"
Yeah.
And most people say,
"Oh yeah,
so many years." I mean, it's very few that they say, "Oh, I've been here all my life." Oh, you're one of the few. And I love that. I love that cultural melting pot of different personalities and cultures.
Yeah. Caitlin, do you think that you're changing yet? I mean, it's still pretty early days, but if you reflect on this past 6-7 weeks,
Not very long, but...
yeah, not very long. Do you think, is there anything like okay.
Sometimes I catch myself saying parking lot instead of car park. And I really I get annoyed at myself. I'm like, what do you mean parking lot?
Rubbish.
Like...
and trash.
Car park. It's like, I'm kind of like scared I'm going to lose my British twang. But no.
You will actually, unfortunately.
No, I like my British twang.
Like not that you will lose it completely, but
The terminology changes.
yeah, you will. Like I feel like the thing about settling in. So there's a theory I have, and it's a personal theory, is that so there's the before you come.
Yeah.
So which is like you feel scared, sick,
Oh, yeah.
like the John.
Mm.
There's the first year. I think that's where you are right now, which is
Yeah.
when you're not sure of
Oh,
what,
yeah.
what is all
Yeah.
what is all going on here.
Yeah.
And somehow in your head you still think you're back home.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you think you're back home.
Yeah.
I think you really start to settle in from year 2.
Okay.
From year
Yeah.
2 to year 7, then you're literally settling into the country. So like I tell a story of how I've lived in Calgary for 4 years and I've been in
Yeah.
Canada for 5 years. I didn't notice that Calgary bloomed during spring till last spring
Interesting.
because somehow I wasn't seeing the city.
Agree.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. It's
Like I wasn't seeing, and I feel like you're probably in the stage where you think you're seeing things now, and then at some point you'll be like, wait, John, like wait, this happens, and you'll be like, oh yeah, it's always happened. Like I didn't
Yeah.
know, like I somehow didn't. Like it's scary. Like I didn't see it. And
Yeah,
then,
it takes time to settle in.
yeah, and then last year I'm like, I go to my friend, I'm like, wait, Calgary really looks fine during spring.
Yeah.
And he's like, of course.
because you notice it.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I'm like, I'm just noticing that
Yeah,
now for the
it's
first
true.
time.
Yeah. I think the extremes distract you from everything.
Yeah,
So you focus
exactly.
on the cold or the snow or the heat of the sun or the stampede. But then you start to once you've got through that, you start to notice everything else.
Yes, yeah.
And yeah, I agree. I always say 2 winters or 2 years to get through that settling in. And then, because I always remember we were here in Toronto and they were saying, so when are you going back?
Oh,
And I was like, we're not planning to. We're going to sit, yeah. Or how long are you here for? And I was like, no, we're here for the living, for country,
Yeah.
For 20 years.
For 20, well, we didn't at the time. We didn't know. 'Cause at the time, we were on our way to Vancouver. We moved to Toronto, and then we said, okay, let's. It's actually Beck's job that my wife had an opportunity to go to Calgary, so we said, okay, it's closer to Vancouver. Let's go. And then we landed here, and it's weird how life pans out because
Yeah.
we've got rental houses and built houses and grown the business, and you start to get roots, and like you say,
Yeah.
that 2 years really started to kick in then. So yes.
Do you think you ever leave Calgary? I mean, maybe,
Eventually, for sure. And it's not because I don't love Calgary. It's just I
Yeah.
do think there's other.
You want to try something new.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's new things out there. I mean, I love the fact of Canada's close to the States. So the fact that you can drive to Montana or drive to Seattle and just see a whole new. We drove to San Francisco and down to all the state parks and
Yeah,
that.
that's
It was
really cool.
yeah, exactly. That is just
That's like, very convenient.
yeah, exactly. It takes a long time, but it's easy. It's an easy drive.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that is going to be the what next is try something new, a new city somewhere.
Yeah, always try something new.
Yeah.
Don't let anything hold you back.
Yeah.
It's true.
I'll kick off with this. This is for you. What did you think Canada was going to be like?
Not as cold
Ah,
as I
come
thought it was.
on.
No, seriously, I didn't think it was going to be as cold as it was. And then I came and I was like, oh. But you know what? No, it's good because you can do loads of activities. So it's like you get to go to both worlds. So yeah.
I really like how you think, honestly, because I feel like I love how you reframe things, and I feel like John's probably rubbing off on you, to be honest. And forgive me, but that's like it's because for a lot of immigrants, like a lot of people, I see people do this thing where they're like, "This is not what I expected," and then they just kind of hold on to it, and then you just and it's back to that thing you said earlier about you have to go to the country, and it won't come to you, so we hold on to what we expected, some of us, and you're like, no, this is not what I want, and you get angry, and literally everything just gets worse from there, because you don't know anything, to be honest. You're literally starting afresh, and so because you're coming from that point of you're angry and stuff, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes over and over and over and over again. But John, like, when you think about everything you're expecting, because I'm sure you had expectations when you're moving down here, which of them do you think has been laughably wrong? Like, you're like, oh no, like, what was I thinking when I thought about that?
I see. Well, firstly, I mean, credit to Caitlin for coming over because it felt like it didn't take much for her to say, "Hey, do you want to come to Canada?" And you were like, "Yes, let's go."
Yeah, I wanted to try something new.
Immediately.
Like, why not? Because, like, why would I want to stay at home, bored, not doing much, when I could come to Canada and try different sports, different activities, go to different events, meet new people, see, like, what different stores they have, what kind of clothing stores they have, different foods. I've tried different foods here
Exactly.
that I haven't tried in the UK. Like shawarma. I've never had a shawarma before. It's great. What else have I had?
And that's the thing. I mean, you mentioned how our influence of her, but I mean, it didn't take much. I mean, we saw potential in Caitlin to say, "Hey, you obviously up for this? Do you want to do it? Let's go." And Beck's my wife and your aunt has been a huge influence in that as well. But So back to your question around the expectations, it's been harder and easier in different ways. So I thought it being UK to Canada are Western countries. There's a healthcare system. There's similar governments, just different currency, same language. It can't be that difficult. And in the scheme of things, it wasn't that difficult. Don't get me wrong. I'm not traveling from the distance you had to travel, for example, but I almost thought it would be easier than it was. And it was. You can't take it for granted. You do have to put the effort in and like you say, make connections, reach out to people, because it would be very easy to just hide away and be miserable. So that there's that as well.
Definitely.
But on the flip side, the people in Canada have been amazing, and it's been very welcoming, and that's what's made it easier for sure.
Yeah, I feel like one of the biggest things that makes Canada easier to settle in is that they love really warm, good humans.
Oh, totally. Yeah, definitely.
Who will be kind to you. I mean, some of them is where they're kind because it's expected to be kind, and so they're kind. But even that alone is even more than enough, because it just means that for a newcomer who's trying to just find
where they are.
Find
their place.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. Like that's actually what it is. Find your place. It's just having someone say to you, "Okay," and what were you saying? It does a lot for your day. Or when you say, "Sorry, I need help," and the person looks at you, looks away, and walks away. Like that will literally shatter your confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we were skating on Princess Island rink just the other week, and 20 years in, I fell over. And there was a little girl who said, "Are you all right?"
She's like, "Are you all right?" Well, no, I have to do it in a Canadian accent.
No, do it in the UK. Do that. Let's get it on camera.
But it just feels as though that is just an epitome of Canadians. Yes. It was just like, "Are you all right?" And willing to help. And I mean, on the flip side, one of the hardest things has been the adjustment of humour. So we still watch a lot of British shows.
I mean, British humour's a bit rude.
Dry, cutting, sarcastic. And we grew up on this stuff. And so I had to adjust my sense of humour, especially in the workplace, in business.
I mean, British humour's a little bit more scandalous.
It is. Like, British humour is cutting. Like, that's
although
right.
It's like hilarious.
Cutting. Like, when he hits at you. And the funny part about it is that someone can say to you, and you know that they're literally pulling you down, and you'll join in and you're laughing. I remember laughing. Like, Canada, you can't do that.
It's a weird sense of bonding where you're taking the mickey or putting someone down or taking the piss out of someone, and that's not a criticism. It's just
just how it works. It's how it is. Also, you know what else I didn't expect coming here? The roads to be so long. Like how the distance is so long, because in England it's so close up, and
big.
It's like you're in Leeds and then you're in then you're in Pudsey and then you're it's kind of all kind of clumped together a little bit. But in Calgary, in Canada, it's so spaced out. So I didn't realize that either, to be honest.
It's big. Like Canada's massive.
I know. I didn't also expect there's supermarket. Is that what you call it here? Supermarkets?
Grocery store, supermarket,
Supermarkets. I went in, pack of gum. How many was there? 60 gum in one packet. That's crazy. It was massive. It was that big. I was like, I've never seen gum that big before. It's like there's huge amounts of food.
That's a North American thing.
I went to Costco the first time. I'm not sure about Costco. It's really busy.
I know, it's busy permanently.
It's so busy. I've never been in a shop that's that busy before.
It's a North American thing, actually.
Really busy.
There's no Costco in the UK, right?
No.
There's a Macro, which is similar, but it's much smaller scale.
Yeah, because when I was there last time, I'm just thinking about the stores I went through. And you're right, there's really no... I mean, I was... Aldi looks big.
Aldi.
Aldi looks big. It's big, but not still not
as big. Yeah,
because Costco is humongous.
It's massive, and they've got little samples.
When you get.
I love that. I love it. It's so fun. I love it. Because we don't have that in England, actually.
Samples.
No, we don't get free samples.
Yeah.
So that's also really cool. That's interesting as well, actually.
Yeah. Gosh, it's interesting how countries are so similar yet so different.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
The culture aspect.
Yeah, exactly. Because it feels like a lot of times people talk about countries and they just assume that, oh, we speak English. And like, okay, yeah. But like I said in a piece I wrote about lessons I've learned is that we all speak the same language doesn't mean we speak the same language.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, mean different things.
Yeah, very different things. There's cultural context.
Yeah.
There's just a ton of things that are going on in your head when you say something to someone. To the other person, very different things are going on in their head when they're listening to you. You know, and I think that's one thing immigrants are forced to learn pretty fast. Because you don't have time. So when you come here as a much older person in your 20s or your 30s, and you kind of have to get on with the program and set into the system.
Yeah. And that's where I think your accent is your asset, because I've heard a lot of people come in criticizing their own accent. I said, no, don't. As long as I can hear and understand you, which I can, keep your accent. Don't feel you need to hide that. So
I tell people that, like, no, like you don't drop your accent. Don't do that. Yeah. We're kind of rounding up here, so we're getting to the end of this. But like, John, I want to just understand, like I think you've done amazing for yourself. But if you think about, because as you're talking, there's just all the things kind of coming through: resilience, an interesting way to process stress, an interesting way of viewing the world. How many of you do you think is shaped by just moving to a new country and starting again? Like, do you think the John today would do all those things if you were still in the UK? Or do you think that like this your way of looking at the world? Because I think it's an interesting way of seeing the world. Is all shaped by the fact that at some point you got up, started in a new country, and literally had to rewire your brain again.
Yeah, 100% change because of coming to Canada. I mean, I would say there's two events. One is the Beck's illness. Surviving cancer was a real shift for us to say life's too short. We need to do something with our lives. And because I had a career, we had a house in the suburbs. I thought, this is it. We're going to live out our lives. And then the curveball of cancer came, and having survived that for her was, okay, let's do something new. So coming to Canada was a time to reinvent, restart, try something new. And it's weird. It gets addictive. Once you start to push your personality and do different things, like speaking on stages, I would have never done when I was younger. I was
doing a podcast,
doing these podcasts. Yeah, I mean, I'm a self-confessed introvert. I like my silence and alone time, but I now have learned the energy of doing public speaking and things like that. So 100% it's changed. So for two reasons. One is the country allows you to do that, and it's a huge opportunity. And then the life events trigger you to do that as well.
You? What have you learned about yourself?
What
have you learned about yourself this past year? It's still small time, but
that I'm like more adventurous than I thought I would be. Like going to a different country, I never, like if I was younger and I said to myself, like, you're gonna go to Canada, I would have been like, what are you on about? Like, what do you mean? But yeah, I think I'm more adventurous, and I think I've learned that I do try new things and try different things, which is interesting. But yeah.
That's lovely, actually.
Yeah.
They say you have to be uncomfortable to grow, which is a cliche. But once you go through it, like moving country, you could now go to any country in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Because you've done it.
Yeah. I actually will say to people that, like, when people talk about cliches, I always go like, yeah, they sound like cliches, but they're cliches to you because you've probably gone through the experience. So your brain has that frame or heuristic in it. Like it says, this is what, but to someone who hasn't done that before, like, it is not a cliche. And so I tell people, be careful not to fall into the trap of people saying to you, that's a cliche. Because then you miss out on the lesson. Because you kind of just push it away from you. But you say, oh, no, it's a cliche. No, it is not a cliche. It is a truth. It's a life truth. But it's a cliche because once you experience it, it becomes like, oh yeah, I know what that means.
A good reminder.
It's because we say, oh, you only grow if you put yourself in uncomfortable spots. Okay. But you have to experience it to really understand what that means.
To do it. Yeah. To feel it.
To feel it, yeah.
Yes. Love that.
And this question now, which is really interesting for me, is what do you know now that you wish you had known on day one?
Know now? That's a good question. Do you have an answer? I don't. I'm just like.
I feel like John should have a couple of answers with.
I feel
which
like
is why I
you'd
asked
have
you
more
first.
than
But
me.
yeah, because you just landed, so.
I don't know.
Well, you already said a bit about it, about you learning you're adventurous. So
I am more adventurous. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, just I think trying new things and everything. I think that's just something I didn't really think that I would do. Because I'm a stay-at-home person. I'm kind of introverted. So I never thought I'd be like kind of outgoing or like wanting to try new things and different things. Or like even going to that event I did yesterday where like a clothing brand, I never thought I'd do that. But yeah, you like meet different people and you experience different things and it's interesting and you learn.
Yeah.
Learn from it. Yeah.
I do think that, before Jen answers, I do think that moving countries changes you.
Oh, yeah.
I think it changes you. And so you do, it's almost like you brute force midlife crisis. I think, the people talk about midlife crisis, whereas you get to your middle ages, you kind of think about your whole life and you're like, gosh, like what have I been doing? And you sometimes do crazy things because you're panicking and you're trying to fix your world. I feel like immigration kind of brute forces that. Like it literally forces you to ask yourself certain questions about yourself. Sometimes they happen in subconscious. You don't even have, it's not happening at a level which you fully see it, but it's just going on back and you're like, okay, oh, this is interesting. I could try this, I could try that. And so because also, back to what John said about reinvention, I do think the real thing that is a theory also I have all these harebrained theories I have because I've talked to a lot of people, is that when you move to a new place, it's the first time you shed off all the societal and parental expectations and guardrails and things that have shaped you in a way that you didn't know.
Or held you back.
Actually. Yeah. Then so you're literally like brand new person. And then your brain suddenly starts trying other things because there's no one knows who you are. Like no one is judging you.
Yeah.
No one is saying, don't do that. Like, or no one is saying, oh, this is how we do things. Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, I feel like that's why sometimes we find ourselves doing things that like, oh, I didn't know I could do this.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But John, you?
I would say time flies.
Oh,
so
gosh, don't do that to me.
But on the flip side, what I've learned is gratitude, be grateful. So it's spending time every day. And my business coach taught me this, and I've found it eye-opening, is every day, just towards the end of the day, just think about 3 things you're grateful for today, or 3 wins, or 3 things that went well. Because no matter how bad your day, and there are tough days, there will be something, even if it's just celebrating the sun in the sky, or your heart still beating in your chest.
Yes.
You have something to be grateful for. And then think about tomorrow. What can I do to make tomorrow better? Or what 3 wins can I have tomorrow? Because it's weird, the whole programming your brain like that sometimes just helps you get through better days. It helps you do more things. So yeah, and it goes really quickly. So having been here 20 years, it feels as though it's gone in a heartbeat. So recognizing each day, what are you going to do the next day, is the way to go.
Gosh.
Every day.
Because again, I'm thinking about it, like, it still feels like I landed here yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm 5 years now. Like, I still feels like it was yesterday when I, sitting at the airport wondering, what the hell am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? I left a job. I was working at Diageo. I left my job, moved here, started afresh. Like, gosh. But I want you all to finish this sentence for me, which is, the thing about being an immigrant that nobody talks about is...
So repeat the question again.
The
thing about being an immigrant that no one talks about is...
I feel like you learn different cultures and stuff. Like, everyone has different cultures. And then when you go to a different country or, like, a different place, you, like, experience different cultures of that specific country, So, like, poutine, that's like, what's that?
Yeah.
Fries with gravy.
Cheese.
Fries, cheese, gravy.
Yeah.
Now that's something I didn't know was possible. But I'm excited to try it. I haven't tried it yet. I want to try it. I do.
Oh gosh, I
So,
love that.
stuff like that, because like different foods, different like ways people talk, humor, like you said,
Yeah.
just different cultures. It's interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
And you, John?
Not to think of yourself as an immigrant. I mean, respect your history, your background, your accent, your cultural beliefs that you bring to a country, but just know that that's an asset and you can do anything you want with it. So when you come to a country, don't let it hold you back. Don't let your past self define your future self. And yeah, try new things like poutine as well.
Yeah.
Part of the Newcomers Manifesto is the fact that how part of telling these stories is that you allow Canadians see the country through the eyes of folks who choose to live here. And so when you say things like this about Putin, I don't think Canadians like, oh, well, that's. But when you with the energy and the way you're describing it, I'm like, oh, like I want to go.
You want to go try some poutine? Let's go try some poutine. Yeah.
Now we're at the end. We're doing the book of questions.
Drum roll,
Is there a little
please.
drum roll? Is there a little beep?
Yeah.
Is there a buzzer?
There's no buzzer. This
Oh,
is so you have the 291 questions, and all you do is you pick one number, I read it out, and you answer.
Try and answer. Yeah.
Yeah, you try and
Yeah.
answer. That's
Yeah.
Do
you
Who
want
wants to go first?
Do you want to do rock paper scissors?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Rock paper scissors shoot. 3. Rock paper scissors shoot. Go on. You
All
go.
right. 1, 2, 3.
I feel like this question is a bit easy for you, John, but I'll still go at it. How would it affect your life if you knew for certain that 500 years from now, humanity will be thriving in an inspiring, amazing way? What if instead you knew human civilization would be gone, destroyed by global war or environmental disaster?
Wow, that's a heavy question.
That's a really heavy question for a Friday.
Well, the first thing I would say is let's figure out how to avoid that. Let's not do that, folks. And just keep learning every day. Just knowing that it's going to end is every day is a learning opportunity. And if anything, bit of a selfless plug, but I would say learn AI. Just get on that AI train, even if you don't think you're going to use it or whatever. Just start learning it because it's just a shift in technology and lifestyle that you need to be aware of.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, just learn. Read every day.
Yeah, that part. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell people like I read every day. So I say read every day, please.
Yeah, read every day.
It has a follow-up question though, which is, what would you do if you alone knew that in precisely 20 years the sun would explode and the world would end?
What would I do?
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh my god.
That's an interesting one. I would not tell people because I think people would maybe
panic. Yeah,
exactly.
Panic.
I think people would react differently knowing that. But I would encourage people to lead their best lives now as much as possible.
Yeah,
that's
it
a big question.
It could lead to really interesting choices by humans.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
Jeez.
Wow,
Okay.
heavy.
Oh my god. Heavy questions. Heavy questions. Oh my god.
Let's pick a lighter number for Caitlin.
Please.
Well, that's up to you.
6. Oh no, you've got that look. Oh no. You've got that look.
Yes.
Oh no. What is it?
And yours is a double layered question too, like John. Some are just one question, some are like have two. But yeah, how would you react if you learned that a sad and beautiful poem that touched you deeply had been written by a computer?
Honestly, I'd be impressed.
Yeah.
I'd be actually impressed. I'd be like, wow, technology's come so far that I'm actually like, it's like, because poets, it's very human. They write loads of emotions. So for a computer to do that would be like, I would be really impressed. I'd be like, whoa, technology's come far.
Mm-hmm. And then the follow-up is, how would you feel if you knew that within a century, intelligent machines, which is probably AI, will be self-aware and much smarter and more creative than humans. And why would you feel that way?
It's a tricky question. Because I don't know. I feel like I'd be a little bit hesitant, to be honest. Because I'm kind of on the fence of like technology, AI kind of stuff. Because I'm kind of like, well, in England, I don't want to get too heavy, but like there was this news outlet where AI told like this girl to kill herself. And I thought that's really scary. And like, I just find that because she was asking for help and it replied with kill yourself. That's like really, that's a really sensitive topic as well. Because a lot of people deal with depression and like, so I don't know, it's difficult to say, but I think I'd just be hesitant on like where it would go. And, you know, because the movies, they're like, oh, AI is like, or like robots are like horrible or they're evil. But I feel like there could be a really good outcome and there could be like a really bad outcome because we're putting information into AI and computing. So if people are putting horrible things into it, it's going to learn from it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it just depends on just how humanity kind of like communicates with AI and robots.
Yeah.
So.
And it's on us to make it a better future.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. But it's a little bit. Ooh. Yeah. It's a bit scary.
Deep questions.
I know. I'm sorry. I brought up a really heavy topic.
No, that's okay. Honestly, that's okay because it's the reality, right? Like it's the world we live in today, which is a world where we kind of have to keep choosing between how we use the machine and how we train the machine and how the machine shows up.
Yes, definitely.
You know, because I saw this thing today, and this is probably a side topic. Is this guy? You probably know him, Naval.
Yes.
So I follow Naval. Even though I join sometimes I feel like he just goes off point sometimes. But he's a really sharp human being. I respect him a lot. And he talks about something about how he doesn't think that AI will ever be as intelligent as human beings. And I agree, in the sense that because I feel like we've made this habit of thinking of raw compute power as intelligence. But I feel like intelligence has various aspects. There's social intelligence, there's judgment, there's emotional intelligence. Just a ton of other things that combine intelligence. So when we say AI will be intelligent, what we assume is the AI will have sentient life. And maybe it will at some point, but it's interesting to see that because then at that point, we're not talking about creation and can you recreate a human being and with all the things we do and how we process the world. And because I think one thing we have as humans is our predictive power, how we have ability to look at something and kind of come to a conclusion based on just making leaps in understanding of that thing, just from just saying, oh, what does this thing mean? What could it be?
Yeah.
AI, like what AI does is it feeds off information. We literally just make jumps from nothing. Like, oh, I see this and this could mean X. And then we make that jump and test it.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, so testing that jump is a quote from the movie Mercy.
Mercy, that's what I was just about to bring up. We watched Mercy not that long ago, which is an AI judge.
Yeah,
so
it's a very good movie.
You should watch it. It's really good.
And there's a quote in there which resonates to what you're saying around the how we move forward with AI. So AI or humans, we all make mistakes.
Yeah,
our job is to learn from it.
Yeah.
But this was good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is really, really good.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yes. Thank you.
First podcast, by the way.
So that's great.
Yeah.
First time. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
That's great. So thank you, everyone. I hope this was fun. As always, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get a podcast, you can find us there. Just type in the Newcomers Podcast. And thank you, John. Thank you, Caitlin.
Thank you.
Of course.
That was great. Loved it.
All right, we're done.